Welcome back to Turf Talk Transition Edition. Vance, today is the Southwest, the last of the Kentucky Derby prep season, 16-point races. Saturday is the Kentucky Derby Championship season, 80-point race, 50 to the winner and the Risen Star. Any surprises? What are your thoughts as we close the book on the prep season?
No major surprises. Mohaymen has emerged as kind of everybody's favorite for the Kentucky Derby following his big win in the Holy Bull. Nyquist runs a little later today in the San Vicente as a prep for the Florida Derby, I presume. It's not a point-scoring race. He doesn't need the points right now. He's got 30 altogether, but it'll be interesting to see how he comes back. I know he's #1 in your poll.
Yep. Yeah, I still have him on top, and obviously taping this before the San Vicente, that could change, but it is a prep. He doesn't need the points. I will say from all workout reports, there really shouldn't be an excuse from a layoff standpoint. It sounds like he's ready to roll, but for me, I just yield to the undefeated champion, multiple Grade 1 winner. Mohaymen certainly has impressed. The Remsen and Holy Bull I thought were fantastic races, but even at this stage, if we come to a point where, okay, yeah, he is a more likely winner of the Derby, I will put him ahead of Nyquist even if he keeps winning, but for now I'm going to respect the champion 2-year-old.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You kind of give the champion the benefit of the doubt. Of course, American Pharaoh was #1 going into last year as well, so there's precedent for that. And you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and this is actually the 1-year anniversary of his third work back. He was playing catch-up, and there's some names on the trail who haven't even worked. His 3-year-old Swipe allegedly is going to work tomorrow, so that could be a name that reemerges. But in terms of this prep season, I mean, to me, it's followed the trend. Now that we're away from the graded stakes earning for what is the 4th year, there's, to me, fewer surprises.
Yeah, and it also seems like there's horsemen are trying to choose fewer prep races too. You don't see the 3 prep major contenders as much as you used to. Now they're kind of concentrating it on 2 preps, and especially if they've already garnered enough points as juveniles to take it easy before the Kentucky Derby.
And there's a story on twinspires.com/blog sort of looking back at the San Vicente from '97, which featured Silver Charm and a budding rivalry. But interestingly enough, the last Derby winner to start his 3-year-old season around 1 turn was Monarchos way back in 2001, and I'm not sure if that was his maiden or allowance win. I need to go back and look, but very interesting. You talk about the 2 prep being the norm now. Another norm is diving right into those 2-turn, those route races, traditional, more classic preps. It's, to me, definitely a new world from the one we grew up in.
Yeah, years ago I remember reading when the Thoroughbred Times had their little racing forum. I had a little debate with somebody who said, horses back in the 50s and 60s were so much stronger, they lasted longer because they weren't thrown into 2-turn races right away as 2-year-olds, and as early in their 3-year-old season they would just run in sprints almost exclusively as 2-year-olds, and it was kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? It was kind of an anecdotal thing, but if you kind of look back at some of the records of some of the past horses from back then, he kind of had a point, I thought.
Yeah, no, it is interesting, just to me, the complete, and you could maybe say Barbaro, because he debuted 3-year-old on turf, and that was January 1st, and then only had 2 races. Street Sense by design, very specifically 2 preps, and really since then, I mean, every horse, I'd have to go back to Mind That Bird. I don't know if he started 3 times in New Mexico, but otherwise, I mean, this is the norm for sure.
Yeah, but and taking Nyquist as an example, I think it's almost kind of a good thing to start horses in sprints if you don't have to start them in a route race like he does. Kind of gradually build yourself up to the longer distances. We'll see if it works out for him, and if it does, maybe it'll be a new trend.
Right, and a 1.25 miles, some doubt already with Nyquist in that distance, but looking at his pedigree and what he's already accomplished, why not start him in a 7-furlong race like this? I mean, Uncle Mo, he has a Grade 1 win at this distance, so to me, I mean, this hits him square in the noggin, and his chief competitor, he already beat in the Breeders' Cup, so makes sense for a spot from my standpoint. But overall, just sort of emblematic with the point system, not a lot of surprises.
That's right.
All right, well, maybe we'll have some surprises in store on the rest of the Triple Crown Trail. And one surprise we'll have for people is it's going to be a 2-for-1 Turf Talk week. We're going to have another episode later in the week.
Sounds good.
All right, see you then.